Why is Craig Wright, founder of Bitcoin SV, looking so grumpy? I mean, the price went up by more than 60% in the last days. But wait, maybe there is a problem. Bitcoin SV is the worst of all the Bitcoins. This is what the recent Bitcoin SV rally looks on a long-term logarithmic chart. Sometimes the price is going up, sometimes it's going down, now it's going up. But here's the catch. This is Bitcoin SV divided by the regular Bitcoin price. So how is BSV doing relative to BTC? And this is a much more consistent underperformance. Since December of 2018 to today, minus 92%. The chart only looks so flattering because this is logarithmic. Look at this on a regular scale. BSV divided by BTC, a complete destruction of capital. Now, why did I say BSV is the worst kinds of the Bitcoins? I said this because there is another Bitcoin. There is Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash's chart relative to regular Bitcoin doesn't look too flattering either, to say the least. It's simply just going down and down and down. There was a bit of a rally recently because of adoption by a Wall Street broker. So apparently traditional finance can now get into Bitcoin Cash. Just potentially, there might come at some point in the future an ETF for Bitcoin Cash. That's why we saw this recent rally here. And so again, let's go to Bitcoin SV. This is Craig Wright's invention relative to Bitcoin Cash. So BSV relative to BCH, the man that declares himself to be Satoshi Nakamoto himself, created a coin that even does worse than Bitcoin Cash. An underperformance since December of 2018 by almost 60%. Now let's say you are not a fan of simply destroying your capital all the time. Let's say you're not a fan of constantly getting negatively compounded, but you still want to maybe trade Bitcoin SV. Since November of 2018, this is where my data here starts, up to today, Bitcoin SV underperformed. It underperformed annualized by 15.7%. So this is compounded. Every year on a geometrical average, Bitcoin SV did minus 15.7%. But there is a way to get maybe plus 32% or plus 8% at least. And this is by trading BSV. So the idea is to try to ride those waves. Sometimes a crypto goes up, sometimes it goes down. There is trends, and usually the trend is your friend in crypto. What used to happen in the past tends to continue in the future. It doesn't always happen, right? Sometimes trends shift, but still, when you saw negative performance in the past, it's very likely going to continue. And so using a trend following strategy, for example, with moving averages, tends to work very, very well for any cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin SV. So the idea is that you want to bet on rising prices. You want to buy Bitcoin SV whenever the price is above the moving average. In other words, when trend tends to be positive, you want to sell Bitcoin SV or even bet on falling prices whenever the price is below the moving average. Now we see two moving averages here, right? A turquoise line and a red line. The turquoise line is a simple moving average. The red one is an exponential moving average. And those have two very specific durations. The EMA, the exponential moving average, is 16 days in duration. And the SMA, the simple moving average, is 30 day in duration. And that's historically back tested. So I tried to find out with that strategy, right? When you buy whenever it's above and you sell whenever it's below, what's the best duration for a moving average to take? And I back tested all the moving averages from the 2-day all the way to the 200-day, simply to get a feeling, right? What historically is good? How is momentum shifting for Bitcoin Satoshi's vision? And what we see here in black is the buy and hold line. So again, minus 16% annualized every day. The x-axis is the duration of the moving average all the way to the 200-day. And the y-axis is, of course, the annualized performance. So the best moving average is over here, the 30-day SMA. We can also take an EMA that's not as good, which is the 16-day. And so that's what we see here on this chart. Historically, this is how we can best time the ups and downs. There are some fake outs, right? Sometimes you go above and below and above, and you're buying and selling all the time. But yeah, this is historically how the BSV price could be timed in the best way possible. And currently, the EMA is at $40.6. The SMA is at $36 roughly. Both, of course, increasing very quickly. If you want to add this yourself, right, simply go to tradingview.com and press /. And then you can enter moving average. So for example here, moving average simple. You click on that, you get this then over here in the object tree browser. You double click on this, or you can also double click just on the line that's on the chart. And here you change the duration. So again, you want to enter 30, and then you can also change the style, make it maybe a bit more visible, make it a bit thicker, etc. And simply just show this, and you can track this. This at least historically worked better than just buying and holding this coin. I don't think it's a good idea to get into this in any form. I would rather maybe short this whenever the price is below the moving averages. I wouldn't necessarily go with the long-term trend. I also think it's dangerous to jump on what's currently being hyped or what just recently went up. And so if you want to know my honest opinion, I'd never buy BSV. I think it's a bad investment, especially compared to Bitcoin, which is less risky, right? It has a way higher market cap, and so it's safer. There's some safety in numbers. Don't fall victim to bad crypto investments. Instead, join our Telegram. Link is down below.